quickly. RJ, who's got 18. Grady! Dick with the three, and the Raptors take their first lead.
It was looking bad there for about 3.5 quarters, but the Raptors pulled off the win, taking the lead late in the fourth quarter against the Charlotte Hornets, who were without LaMelo Ball and Gordon Hayward, and they head into the trade deadline with a W.
We started again, they made the first 5 shots, and I think it was 12-3. And after that, for the rest of the game, we were winning. We were getting lead. We just needed that momentum to break it and to get it on our side. And it happened in the fourth quarter when it was the most important.
Defense was optional in this one from the start for the Raptors, who allowed the Hornets to score 36 points in the first quarter and 37 in the third. Charlotte was led by Brandon Miller, who finished with 20 points, and Miles Bridges, who dropped a career-high 43. Ultimately, the Raptors did enough offensively to stay within striking distance, but in the fourth quarter, it was their defense that shined, containing the Hornets to just 20 points.
I was not happy with intensity. I was not happy with our communication. Just the urgency was not there. In order to win on the road, we needed to be better. So I just expressed my feelings in a soft Serbian way. So
we weren't playing on defense. I mean, I wasn't playing on defense. But no, it was good. You know, we came, we listened. You know, we responded. Everybody locked in. Everybody played hard, and we were able to come back and get the win.
The Raptors had 8 players score in the double digits, including RJ Barrett, who led the way with 23 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists on 60% shooting. RJ now has 20-plus points in 10 of his first 14 games with the Raptors, all while knocking down over 62% of his 2-point shots, a career high for the young Canadian.
For me, it was the little things. You know, two games where one, if we get a rebound, we win. Another one, if I just hold the ball, we win. Like, you know, so it's little things like that. We played hard-fought games in 4 out of the 6 games. So, you know, just kind of learning that, you know, every little thing matters in the game.
And so the Raptors squeak out a win against the Hornets to end their 6-game road trip 2-4 and head into the trade deadline sitting in 12th in the East at 18-33. Most people will wonder about what will happen before 3 p.m. today. Will Bruce Brown be traded? Reports surface that the Utah Jazz might be interested. What about Gary Trent Jr. or Chris Boucher? We will find that all out soon. Hey, maybe by the time you're watching this video, we already know the answers to those questions. But for this game, we have to talk about what makes Jakob Poeltl's presence so important to the development of this team. So let's head to the film room. Jakob Poeltl's importance to this team offensively is mostly as a screener, a roller, a diver, and connector to the basket, opening up space for his teammates to attack driving lanes and to get easy shots. But his connection with Immanuel Quickley is equally as potent, opening up these pockets for Immanuel Quickley to pull up into his 3-point jump shots. But he also opens up driving lanes for IQ, so he levels Brandon Miller with this screen. IQ, nice hesitation move, and gets the floater. And that's the space that he creates for his point guard. Mentioned how important he is as a finisher around the basket too. Here he is. Scotty Barnes attracts 2 onto the ball. Jakob flashes middle, a nice little floater inside. This time a pin down into an empty side pick and roll with RJ, and then RJ, nice dump off pass to Jakob for the finish. Same idea here, again an empty side pick and roll, nice pocket pass to Jakob, who gets the foul call. And with IQ, he constantly makes teams guess, right? So he makes the defender go left, they flip the screen here, and then IQ is able to have broad daylight, just wide open for that 3. Another driving lane opened by Jakob, leveling a defender on a screen. This, especially higher up above the break, this allows IQ to burst to the basket. You know, he's all the way in the middle of the paint now, and it creates an opening driving kick scenario, Gary Trent Jr. for 3. But most of all, it helps IQ as a scorer. Watch as he levels Cody Martin again on this 3, and then IQ just pulls up into a jumper. But his sealing ability is really important for these driving lanes too. So you see here, pick and roll with Scotty on the empty side. He tries to seal off the defender, nothing happens. And then look as RJ Barrett attacks the paint. Look how Jakob seals off Bridges, RJ misses this, but he created the opening for RJ to get there in the first place. And this shows Jakob's ability on the short roll. So 2 to the ball, Jakob gets it in the middle. Nice little pass to the other side, opposite side. RJ makes the 3. That's a big shot, big play, big pass by Jakob Poeltl in that moment. Another great seal here. So watch as RJ Barrett turns the corner to get to the corner. Jakob recognizes Brandon Miller. He just puts his hand out, slowing Brandon Miller down just a little bit for RJ to get enough space to knock down this shot. The Raptors take the lead. This time, a lot of draw and kick from the Raptors. They're trying to get an opening here. And watch how Jakob just does a great job. IQ explodes to the rim. He seals off Nick Richards. And IQ gets the layup there in the clutch to get Toronto the 3-point lead. But it wasn't just offensively that Jakob was really important in this game. He also was a huge presence on the defensive end, shutting down the Hornets in that fourth quarter. The offensive presence is really important for the Raptors' development. You see him getting driving lanes for RJ Barrett. You see him getting driving lanes for Emmanuel Quickley, even for Scotty Barnes. Having that, finisher, that presence around the rim, around the paint is super, super important for their development, how they're going to grow, how they pair, how they work in the pick and roll, how IQ is able to manage in the pick and roll. Same thing with RJ, same thing with Scotty. Jakob is super, super important on the offensive end because of that. On the defensive end, however, it's more about just impacting winning, and that's what Jakob does. Watch him be the backline presence of this entire defensive possession. Great point of attack defense here from the Raptors, who don't let the Hornets get into the paint. And as PJ Washington does, watch how Jakob helps over. Great contest, no foul, and gets the own rebound himself. His recovery speed out on the perimeter is sort of underrated too. So here he is. They trap Brandon Miller in the pick and roll. And watch how he recovers all the way to get that rebound himself. Great work. This is a nice little time recovery to step up on the pick and roll and then recover out for the block on Mensah. And just overall, his pick and roll activity is great. Look, he steps up on this one to limit the drive, then contains Brandon Miller on the drive and gets the steal. The Raptors are out and running. Crazy finish by Gary, by the way. And so late in the fourth quarter, the Raptors absolutely need a stop on this possession. They've struggled to limit the Hornets defensively. He picks up here. He hedges on the pick and roll with Brandon Miller, recovers out on the inside, and gets the rebound himself. Another great recovery. And another great clutch possession. So you see the pick and roll. Cody Martin rejects. Jakob goes all the way from the top of the free throw line, gets this block, and then recovers from out of bounds on the Miles Bridges drive to block the shot again. And so the Raptors have a 5-point lead late in the clutch, and they sort of just coast from there. It was an awesome performance. Not one that really, it's not a stat sheet stuffing performance. You're never going to get something like that, but just his ability to impact the game in many ways, his ability to, play well for his teammates. And also just, I think the importance of having a center, many Raptors fans will know how important a center is, right? They went through it over the last 3 or 4 years without a player like Jakob Poeltl. Seeing him here and how much his presence means for the development of this team is huge. The screening, the sealing ability, the guy who can finish around the basket, that is all an element for this Raptors team, the three-headed monster, BBQ if you want, to be able to thrive and grow. I thought RJ and IQ did a great job tonight. Scotty is growing in that department as well, just seeing reads, making sure that he can kind of create openings for Jakob or even for other teammates using Jakob's role in gravity. So that's really, really important. And then on the defensive end, you can sort of make more mistakes, although you don't want to. You can make more mistakes on the perimeter knowing that you have Jakob cleaning it up, knowing that you have Jakob who can be sort of versatile on the end. Let's say you have to force a switch and Jakob has to stay out on the perimeter. He can do that on the odd possession here. So I ultimately think it's really important to have Jakob Poeltl's presence. I've said that like a million times so far, and it's clear that even, through these next couple of years, through this rebuild, having a player with his skill set is going to be super important for this team moving forward. I'm very curious to see how they move at the deadline. Obviously, maybe for some of the people listening here, you probably already know what happened at the deadline and how it shook out. Maybe Bruce Brown got traded. Maybe Kelly Olynyk is a Toronto Raptor. Maybe Ochai Agbaji is a Toronto Raptor. I could be talking foolishness right now. So I don't want to dive too deep into, this game and what kind of matters, because By the time you're watching this, the team has changed. Maybe not drastically by any means, but the periphery, the other stuff around the team has probably changed a little bit. But the main thing, the guys we know who are staying, Jakob, Scotty, RJ, IQ, and Grady, I thought they all had great games. I think IQ needs to work on some playmaking stuff. I talked about that on the last game. I think Scotty is still working through figuring out how he looks with this new core. RJ just continues to be excellent, just barreling his way into the rim for great buckets. And Grady looks more and more comfortable with every day, with every passing game. But Jakob is the guy who stands out in terms of just being so important for this team and for the future of this team. And so, ladies and gentlemen, and I don't mean he's the most important, just important for their development. I just want to reiterate that because I don't want people jumping on me for it. Jakob is super important to get these guys the good reps that they should have over these next couple of years. Ladies and gentlemen, appreciate you guys tapping into these recaps as always. Subscribe to the Raptors Republic YouTube account, probably doing great live stuff as we speak. And yes, we will see you guys. Hopefully the trade deadline is as exciting as people always make it out to be. So take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.